x. So what is the first step? Then you do now lor. Find the gradient. Is the gradient found? You mentioned you want to find the gradient. Is the gradient found? Oh, you want to find the y-intercept. Can you give me the equation first? Okay, so I want to find the x-intercept, right? I want to find the x-intercept. Zahira, how do I find the x-intercept? Sub in the point. So sub in the point. 1, 2, Nigel. Now, this is your big X, this is your big Y. You must remember that. Alright, no longer the small x, small y. So, so I sub in. So what do I write, Zahira? So what do I write? 2 equals to 1/3 1 plus C. And what's the value of C? Next person, Jia Yan. 5. Cannot be lah. There's a fraction, right? 5 or 3. 5 or 3. So putting it into the mixed number 1 and 2/3. So what is the next step? Jia Xuan, what is the next step? Sub in the y equals to. Okay, so let me write properly first. So the equation is big Y equals to 1/3 big X plus 1 and 2/3. So Jia Xuan, what happened? Still recording. Okay. So so Jia Xuan say, so now you have to replace the big Y with 1 over Y, replace the big X with X squared, right? So now you write 1 over Y is equals to 1 over 3 X squared plus 1 and 2/3. So after this, what do I do? Next person, Isabel. Is this the answer? Can I hashtag here? No, right? So what must I do? Yeah, so how? Times Y throughout. Don't times Y throughout. You times Y throughout, you'll be very messy. So my suggestion is make this into a single fraction first. So how do I do it? So 1 over Y is X squared over 3 plus 5 over 3. Can I group them together already? Yes, right? So 1 over Y is X squared plus 5 over 3. Depends on how you want to look at it. Some of you will say, teacher, can I cross multiply, like multiply upward, then bring over the thing. Some of you will say, hey, if this is 1 over Y, this is something over 3, right? If I reciprocate it, then it will be reciprocal as well. So the answer will be Y equals to 3 over X squared plus 5. Can follow? But if you don't like the idea of like flip, then what nonsense is it? Can flip like that, then never mind. You just do the usual way, just cross multiply. If it's single fraction, yes. If it's a lot of fraction, cannot. Only single fraction can. So the final answer will be just Y equals to 3 over X squared plus 5. But some of you do not like the method. You will say, teacher, can I cross multiply? Actually, yes. Do you see I cross multiply, it becomes like that? Then one more step, you'll be like that. Because divide by X squared plus 5 ma. Who is confused how I get this step? Wow, you all learn vectors. Who is confused how to get this step? Oh, okay, yeah. Right, okay? Yeah, cross multiply, and then done, then this is done. All clear? So linear law, first part is almost done already. It's about manipulating the equation, changing from straight line to curve and curve back to straight line. Okay? Now let's pause the screen here. Go to your practice 3, turn to the next page, and now you try. Let me try to just keep quiet for a while. This is the exam question. In the exam, this is about 4 marks or so. Now, how would you do? So about 2 minutes, then I'll call you and then you answer. What? The recording stop? Ah? No, still on. Can you all highlight this? X, Y is plot against X. So then you want to write out some notes, right? So this is always the vertical one. It's always vertical against horizontal. Alright, horizontal. So it means if I were to put in some alphabets here, so what is the vertical axis? What is the vertical axis? Must call. XY. Xinghui, what is the horizontal axis? X. Like that lah. Tiffany, okay? Okay, so I stop. They say I want an equation where y is in terms of x. So what's the first step? Find the gradient. So I want to find the gradient. So find gradient, what formula do you use? Rachel? Y2 minus y1. So 4 minus 1 over 4 minus 2. And after calculator, tell us the answer is 3 over 2. So next person, Gerald. After I find the gradient, what do I do? Huh? Die lah. Solve equation, GG already. You must find something. C. What does C stands for? Y-intercept. So you want to find C. So Gerald, how do I find C? Sub value. Can you tell me the equation to write first? Not Mingyuan. Gerald? You need to write an equation, right? You need to sub. You must have an equation to sub. If there's nothing for you to sub, they are all numbers here. Sub what? You must have an equation here for you to sub. So what is a straight line equation? Cannot. Because this is not a usual xy axis. So you must use the capital letter big Y. Do you follow? Do you follow? Do you follow the big Y? So you must write big Y equals to big Y equals to 3 over 2 big X plus C. So I want to write down big Y equals to 3 over 2 big X plus C. So Gerald says sub in a point. So Gerald, what point do you sub in? Which point? 4, 4. Okay, lor. Sub in 4, 4. So at 4, 4, so what happened? 4 is equals to 3 over 2 times 4 plus C. What's the value of C? Have you done already? Oh, what's the answer? Minus 2. So what's the equation now? Big Y equals to 3 over 2 big X minus 2. Alright, very close to the final answer. Next person, get ready. Mingyuan, now your turn to talk. So I want to find the small y equals something x. So what must I do? Yang, just now ask other people, you keep talking. Now ask you keep quiet. So I want to find the small y now, right? Yeah, sub in the axis. So your big Y is equals to what? XY. Your big X is equals to what? X. So you sub in. So sub in, you write XY equals to 3 over 2 X minus 2. Last step. I want Y, right? I don't want the X. I want Y alone. Divide by X. Nigel, stand up.
No, he's teaching. I can hear from here.
Really?
Yeah. He's teaching Dexter.
Oh, okay. Can? Can. Right, done. Right, so B is something new. Find the value of Y when y is equals to 7 over x. How? Yeah. Need not lah. Because they only want y in terms of x. But if you write it this way, it's even better lah. Even better. You mean? I didn't. I divide by x. So 3 over 2x divided by x is 3 over 2. There's no more x. Do you see that? It is. But bring over as in divide. So you have this. You have this. You have this. All three things divided by x. Do you see now? Look at the screen here. So all three things divided by x. So x divided by x will be y, right? 3 over 2x divided by x will be 3 over 2. This one, 2 term, got minus. Why is it 1 term? Bring over will be divide. So for example, 4x equals to 10. How do I find x? Bring over 4, right? Bring over 4 means divide or times. Divide 10 over 4. Can follow? Right. Right. Let's look at B. B is something new, so I think I need everyone's attention. Now, y is equals to 7 over x. Then they say what? Find what? Y. Huh? Y is 7 over x, then find y. So what does it trying to tell you? Oh, find x first and sub in. Also can. So one way is you can find x first, then you sub in. So how to find x? How to find x? Solve simultaneous. Do you follow? There's simultaneous, right? Can you find for x? Huh? Do you follow? Huh? Yes, Info. Share the joke. He asked who? Why not? Maybe they already learned. Huh? Don't understand. Okay. Okay. So sub in. So how to solve simultaneous equation? So let's start. So how to solve simultaneous equation? Since both have y, I can sub y inside, right? Can you help me with solving it? This is the long method. Later I show you the short method, okay? So, but this is the natural method, right? Natural method. I do the natural method first. Vaish, what's the answer for x? Okay, so let's can I can I can I bring this equation on the next page? Can I write this equation on the next page? Let me try. I need space, but I don't have space already. So I have 7 over x equals to 3 over 2, 2 over x. The question says if y is equals to 7 over x, find y. Can I zoom in now? Anyone lost at this? Jingfeng, do you know why I write that? Super distracted are you today? Can you make new friend after school? Can? Bring him to your CC and make friend, Can you listen now? Okay. So how do I get this? Because earlier on, this is your equation 2. This is your equation 1. Then we say both are equal, right? Then Mingyuan say, hey, after this step, I still cannot get x. So very simple actually. I just make sure both are in the same denominator. So this one multiplied by x. This one multiplied by 2. So I'll have 7 over x is equals to like that, right? Then I cross multiply. Then I put 3, 3. Then I get the value of x. And that's why this is a long method. Cross. Same denominator what? Oh, also can. Zahira got an alternative method, but can I don't write the alternative method because y'all don't like when I keep showing different things. Uh, Zahira say, can I bring over the 2 over x?
No.
The answer is yes. In fact, if you bring over, the thing will be simpler.
Stop count.
Like that. Bring over as in plus both sides. Then you see the denominator is the same. I add the numerator. This is 9 over x equals to 3 over 2. Cross multiply 18 equals to 3x. X equals to 6. Huh? How can I do this? The reason is because 1 over 2 plus 3 over 2 is 4 over 2, right? Once the denominator is the same, I don't care is it x or is it a number, I can add them together. But moving from here, I can still get the same answer. 14x equals to, wow, but method like quite troublesome. Zahira method is easier. So can I cross this out and use Zahira's method instead? Is anyone confused? No, So I just cross this out. This one mode 3 then very troublesome. Nigel, you want to go out? Uh, what is your 2 answer by the way if you mode 3? I don't know. You try first. You try mode 3 first. So 9 over x is equals to 3 over 2. X is equals to 6. But I want to find y, so what do I do? Sub into here, right? So y is equals to what? 7 over 6. Can I show you the short method? Can I show you the shorter method? I just show lah, but whether you all like it or not, you all decide later. Jia Xuan. Now, let's take a look. Now, I want to begin my story from here. So I look, this is my big Y equals to 3 over 2 big X. So I write over here alternative. Maybe later on you tell me, teacher, actually this one not short. Can you write down on your paper, big Y equals to 3 over 2, big X plus, minus 2. Who is confused how I get this? Who is the me? Jia Xuan. Where do I get the big Y equals to 3 over 2, big X minus 2? Earlier. Okay. Now, then, may I ask, what is your big Y? X. Y, right? What is your big X? X minus 2, right? So now I look at the question. So I use another color. This is my question. And my question says, Y equals to 7 over X. Find Y. Now I look at this and I look at the equation above. Can I replace anything? Answer is not yet. So what must I do here? No, I must multiply this over. I will get xy equals to 7. That means what? I can put the 7 into what? The equation. So this can go inside this equation. Do you follow? Is this method more difficult? Then forget it. Then you use the simultaneous equation. I can sense loss already. Mingyue is talking about the math thing, right? Don't want this method. Alright, then after that, you sub in, you will solve x is equals to 6. Then, you will do the same thing. Is that alright? I leave it to you. Some will prefer this method, some will prefer the simultaneous method. Okay, additional practice, let's try. This is an exam question. It is 8 marks. Oh my god.